What up, what up, what up? Going live. My goal is to go live every single day. Build this up. We're going to look back and be like, damn, this nigga started with 0 followers, 0 viewers, and now we got people tuning in and watching the streams and stuff. So yeah, that's my goal. Give us a few more minutes. Lexc, go lay down, buddy. Sit down, finish, eat the food in your mouth, and go lay down, please. Please. Sit down, finish, eat the food in your mouth, then go lay down. So sit down. I just tell you the same thing 3 times, man. These kids don't listen for nothing. For nothing. Let me see how we looking. Nah. I don't need that. Last time I had that shit, that just kept. That bitch just kept. Yeah, nah. I figured out what was going on with it, so we're gonna fix that. Gotta figure out how to. Just trying to rename some of the stuff, see if we get us some viewers on the channel. Not serious. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, you hear me? That's the best thing. So we come in here. I want to make sure I rename this one too. Just see what works, bro. You just never know. Just take a chance. It's quiet. Nah, we trying to get this live, but it take time. We ain't tripping on nothing. I want to talk about the Ryan Clark situation real quick, guys. I feel like, I feel like what happened to him is fucking insane. Yeah, that shit. These fucking weirdos. I don't know how this guy would ever show up on my shit. These people are weirdos. It's like they try to amplify like the worst people, and I don't understand why that shit happens like that. Let me see. Sure, got Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith.
What's up, everybody?
He be wilding sometimes, but
it's a rough day. Rough day to say the least.
Sometimes he makes sense, bro. Sometimes the nigga be right.
No need to delay the obvious. My man Ryan Clark for ESPN is gone.
Yep.
He was let go by ESPN yesterday.
You know what I find fucked up? I find fucked up the way they let him go, bro. Like the nigga worked all day working. Y'all even clipping him on y'all like social media pages on his takes about the upcoming football season, and y'all tell bruh in between like a commercial break that y'all firing him and letting him go and shit, which is cool, bruh. People get fired every day. That's the business's right. You get me? You work at will for employers most places. I don't know how it works in the entertainment space, but it's at will. So, no harsh to that, no harm or, to that. But it's like, damn, bro, you couldn't tell a nigga he fired at the start of the day. I know bro probably woke up early, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to do, the morning shows to get ready for like the whole day and shit, and then y'all just, let bruh go just in the middle of an episode. Y'all didn't even wait till it was finished. And I've been reading some crazy stuff.
Young,
You never know what's true or not.
found out he was on the air doing NFL Live when he was
Yeah, like Stephen A was saying.
various reports out there were saying that ESPN was concerned as a result of knowing that the information had leaked, that he would find out while he was on the air from somebody else, so they wanted to make sure he heard.
So you want to stop it there. How them niggas knew, how did it get leaked? So somebody in there leaked it to one of them, conservative sites that probably don't like bro, whatever the case is. So was looking to embarrass bro. So I think that was the most fucked up part about it. Bro been working there for 10 years. Y'all don't just fire somebody who's been working there for 10 years like that, pretty much blackballing him, embarrassing him all over, like, the media, all that different type of shit. It's like, damn, somebody been there for 10 years. You could at least tell them, like, hey, today's going to be your last day. Tell everybody goodbye. Don't make a big scene. Just, kind of go from there. But, yeah, they dropped the ball on that. And whoever leaked that report or wherever that shit happened, that person need to get fired for sure.
For them or whatever. I don't know all those details. And to be quite honest with you, I don't care. What I care about is that my brother, Ryan Clark, a person that I consider to be arguably the best NFL analyst in America.
Bro, I used to drop gems. I can't lie.
No longer a member of ESPN. And I can't even tell y'all how much that hurts. He's a man, so he's going to handle it the way men do. And we understand that. But I'm going to miss him. I am not happy about this decision one bit. The boss know I'm not happy about this decision. I made that very, very clear. But it's also important that myself and anybody else in the world of business be grown-ups and understand that these are the kind of things that happen when layoffs happen. It's Tuesday, and by the end of this day, you're going to hear about a lot more folks getting laid off.
True.
People that are my colleagues, my contemporaries. For all I know, and I don't know the names yet, but for all I know, some more of my friends are going to be gone. The only thing that I can definitively say to you is that there's nobody that's going to be let go that was more of a friend and a brother to me than Ryan Clark. I don't know how many.
You can tell that nigga hurt.
I don't care whether people agree or disagree. When I debate, I think about two things. This is why I believe I've never lost a debate, because I'm either right or I'm edified because I've learned.
Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to
somebody who was more right than me.
Drop this shit right
now. And I walk away from the debate and the conversation more educated, more informed, more edified than I ever thought possible. And that's why I feel that I've never lost the debate. Working with somebody like Ryan Clark, anytime I talked about the NFL, anytime I talked about life, the things that people will try to say, some of the narratives they'll try to create. And as I was alluding to just a second ago, like I said, when I don't care, it doesn't bother me when people disagree with me. Because that's what stirs the cup, and that's what makes all of us better. It only bothers me when they get personal. And when they're ill-informed and they get personal, there's nothing worse than that. And Ryan Clark is somebody that was a man amongst boys when it came to stuff like that. Because contrary to popular belief, there's nothing that he said on social media or on television that he wouldn't tell you to your face if that's how he felt. And he would never hesitate to let you know where he stood. Does that mean he was perfect? No. Does that mean he was right all the time? No. But he was conscientious and he was thoughtful. And he's not somebody that I just loved working with. He's somebody that I love, period. That I will always be here for. In every way, shape, form imaginable that I can. I just wish that I could have been in enough of an influential or powerful position to prevent his exit from happening.
Facts.
But that's where you have to get to a point where you recognize what being an adult in the room is all about. When we think about ESPN, first of all, let me be very, very clear. I can disagree with my employers. What you're not going to get me to do is insult my employers. Business is business. And whether we like it or not, those people who made the decisions, whether it's a Ryan Clark or a host of other people, are paid to make those decisions. It's an enviable position to be in. This ain't the days when ESPN can just hire and hire and hire some more without ever having to let go or lay off anybody. Those days are long gone. I'm looking at notes here. And I'm thinking about May of 2013, when ESPN laid off 400 employees, 5% of its workforce. And it was the network's first sizable staff reduction since 2009, when ESPN had laid off 100 people. I'm thinking about October 2015, when ESPN had about 8,000 employees. But 350 cuts represented a bit over 4% of their workforce reduced. I'm thinking about April of 2017, when ESPN laid off 100 employees. And I remember guys like the great Ed Werder and my buddy Danny Cannell.
That's real. Let me stop this right quick.
Along with others like Jason Stark and others that were laid off. I'm thinking about November of 2017.
Stephen A. spitting, bro. I can't even, deny what bro's saying. But one thing I would say, bro, like when it comes to that shit, it's just like, bro, in the matter of how you do stuff, it's like it's telling. You feel me? Like, the people who got let go today from ESPN, I guess there was a few more people. You didn't get that leak yesterday when they were still working. That should only happen to Ryan Clark for some reason. Hey, maybe somebody has some personal vendetta against bro. Maybe bro ruffled the wrong feathers, as you can tell if you go on Twitter and shit. Like the conservative side of Twitter is happy he's gone. So maybe bro pissed off a few people, whatever the case is. But still, bro, you just don't fire somebody like that or treat somebody like that. That shit just came off very insensitive, and we know these corporate businesses don't give a fuck. So yeah, man. But anyway, that nigga's a multi-millionaire, man. That nigga fall back on his feet, bro. Nigga used to be a football player. Them niggas got that mindset, bro. Can't nothing break them. Them niggas just gonna, move on to something else. You feel me? Yeah, man. That shit is just one of the craziest shit I was seeing. That shit had me dying. Yeah, I'm trying to get this content shit just off the ground. Just really trying to figure out how I want to do it and everything. So let's say I don't want to use my desktop no more. Let's say I just want to see. I don't know how to do that. That's where I got to get better at. Be like, yo, you know what? I don't want to capture my desktop. All right, bam. Where we at? To the VIP lounge. Where we at? Yeah, bro. So, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that super lightly. Not to get too personal. Niggas' businesses and shit. That ain't never pee. Niggas like us don't do that. I'm just trying to fix this shit. That's my OCD kicking in, trying to make sure that bitch perfect. I don't even know how to make that shit perfect yet, but it's the best it's gonna get. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in, joining, bro. We just trying to, just content shit off the ground. Yeah, y'all niggas see me going bald, but it's alright. We ain't tripping on nothing. Yeah, man, that shit had me throw. Let me see what else I wanted to do, bro. I wanted to kind of look at a few shit. Got it here popping somewhere. I got that shit popping here somewhere. Let me see what that shit at. That bitch is here somewhere. I don't really get into no politics shits or whatever the case is. And nigga AB and Dean, the boys going crazy. We watching their streams a little bit. The niggas is funny. You could tell one nigga's got that mindset of a athlete boxer. Other nigga trying to get that mindset, but I don't know if it may be too late for that shit. Yeah, bro. Let's see how we doing, how we looking. We ain't got no views yet. We ain't tripping on that. They gonna come eventually. We ain't tripping on that. Yeah, bro, facts. There's a come eventually. It's these other sites where I be having. People pop in, people pop out, whatever the case is. What's going on with this one? What's going on with this one? Try to make sure we all right now. These things always say one follower, but I don't believe it. These things always say one follower, but I don't believe it. These things. Yes, that shit just playing back. I kind of want to get if I can just bend this shit back a little bit. It's a little better. You know what I want to do too? I want to figure out how to hook up my PS5 to the computer so I could game on that shit. So y'all niggas can actually see me beating these niggas' ass, bro. Because when I be going live on Twitch and shit, that should just be going live from the PlayStation. And can't really. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do, bro. I'm gonna do that right quick. Figure that shit out. While I'm on here, I might as well do that shit. Right? Might as well do that shit while I'm on here. Yeah. Set that shit.
This absolutely has to be the best way to stream your PS5 with OBS and all the fancy overlays without a capture card. Let me show you how to do it. In order to get this to work, we're going to be using the PS Remote Play app. Once you have the app installed, you're going to come up to a screen like this. So on your PS5 or PS4, you want to go ahead and go to your settings and then scroll down to System and then come all the way down to Remote Play and enable it. In OBS, you want to go and click the plus button in the bottom left corner and add a new scene. Name the scene Game Capture, and you should have a blank canvas here. We're going to go to your sources, hit the plus button, and add a display capture. Go to the display drop-down box and select a display that has your PS Remote Play window open. Next, you want to go ahead and add an audio input source so that you can capture the audio coming from your Remote Play. Select whichever device you're hearing your audio from as your input source. For me, this would be my Bluetooth headphones. From here, you can add anything else like your mic, camera, or overlays if you have them. This...
Nah, I might just give me a fucking capture card.
Hey, welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to stream your PlayStation 5 to your Windows computer. That could be Windows 10 or Windows 11. Doesn't really matter because the steps are pretty much identical. Now, if you're looking for the written instructions on how to get this done, a link to a website can be found in the video description. Some other things to keep in mind is that it can be done over a wireless connection, whether it's your PC or PS5 or both on a wireless connection, but you should have a pretty strong signal. I personally recommend that you have both devices on a wired Ethernet connection on the same network, if possible. The other thing to keep in mind is that Sony mentions that you can do 1080p streaming, not even 4K, but 1080p streaming does not work. For some reason, this method only caps at 720p, even though this is the official method from Sony themselves. I've had this problem even since the days of the PS4 Pro, so just keep that in mind. As of today, it's still capped at 720p. So before we continue further, there are a couple of requirements that must be met. Don't worry, they're pretty easy. The first is that you must have a Sony PlayStation account. This is a free account. It's basically the account you're going to use to actually log into your PlayStation 5 console. Just make sure you have those credentials handy. The other thing is that your PlayStation 5 DualSense controller must have a wired connection to your computer in order to stream your PS5 to your PC. Why is that the case? I have no idea. For some reason, Sony will not support a wireless connection. Even their official website does not list anything about wireless connection. You can connect your PS5 controller to a computer using a wireless connection. I have another video explaining how to get that done. But it does not support streaming controls, unfortunately. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is set up your PlayStation 5 ready for streaming capability. So to do this, go to your main system settings menu, then System, Remote Play on the left, and then turn on Enable Remote Play. While still under the System page, select Power Saving on the left, and then select Features Available in Rest Mode. In this section, make sure Stay Connected to the Internet and Enable Turning on PS5 from Network are both on. What the last step basically means is that if your PlayStation 5 is ever in rest mode, you can turn it on over the network from your computer. And now you want to set up your PC for streaming. If you haven't already, connect your PlayStation 5 controller to your PC using a USB wired connection. Then you want to download the Sony Remote Play software. I'll put a link to the official Sony website which you can download it from. A link to that would be in the video description. And while on this page, scroll down to the section to Streaming to a PC. A new window might pop open, and I say it might because they might update this website later in the future, so things might change a little bit. On this new page, you want to select Control your PlayStation 5 console from a Windows PC. Then the website page will change. On this new page, navigate to Install the App section. Agree to the terms and download and install the app on your computer. The first time you use the app, you'll be prompted to enter your Sony credentials. Make sure you enter the same ones as used on your console. This is what I mentioned earlier. You'll then be prompted to select how much data you want to share with Sony. You can modify your option here. At this point, you'll be prompted to connect to the PlayStation 5 console you're trying to stream from. If for any reason the connection fails after you just install this application, I recommend you reboot. Usually rebooting after installing this software for the first time fixes that issue. After your console is detected, on the left side is a small gear icon. In this settings menu, you can adjust quality of streaming. Again, for some reason, 720p is capped, as I mentioned earlier. You can adjust the frame rate, and if your PC has an HDR display, you can choose to turn on HDR mode. Then go back and connect to your console. After successfully connecting to your PlayStation 5, it'll open in a program window. You can maximize the window or make it full screen by hovering your mouse over the window. The streaming can work quite smooth, but even with a wired connection among PlayStation 5 and PC, there are some random frame rate dropping issues. I have a feeling that the streaming service still needs a bit of work, especially since 720p is a cap. I think Sony hasn't figured out how to even compress the stream efficiently, even with everything in my home being in a wired connection. But other than that, that's pretty much how you get that done, and I hope that video was useful. If you did, be sure to check out my social links in the video description. Hit the like button, it does help, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, nah, I like it, but that shit don't seem beneficial, bro. I be playing Madden and shit. I can't be having them fucking lags, bro. That shit gonna kill me.
Set this up so I understand what's going on. Stop talking to me like I've been here and I know what's happening. Like explain it to me so I know what to do and I can match your energy.
That's how I be
Don't
feeling,
just
bro.
start like, yo, are we doing something? I thought you had a earpiece in.
Okay, so we're currently on Twitch streaming on OBS and looking at my stats.
Hold on. You didn't tell me we were on OBS. Are we on OBS? Hold on now.
Bro, I literally told
Hold on now.
Bro,
Now, you wait, everybody stop.
Stop!
That's how I be feeling, bro.
Don't
What the
nobody
fuck I be
move.
doing?
You telling me that right now we on OBS? You hey, come out. We on OBS? Now I understand. You set this up so I understand what's
So as you can see, I was able to connect my PlayStation here, as you can see, to my laptop via an HDMI cable. So how did I do it? Well, the first HDMI end needs to go into your PlayStation 5 here, and the other end actually needs to go into a game capture card here, or a video game capture card here. And you can see this is the other end of the HDMI cable, and then I just insert it into my laptop. And then you need to go to OBS and basically be able to stream your gameplay through there really easily here, as you can see. By the way, if you need an even longer tutorial where I show you exactly how to set everything up, I have linked that one in this video, so check it out. So
Alright, so to stream to YouTube or Twitch, what you want to do is you want to press the share button and then make
Yeah, I be doing that, bro. But that should be so
Now
bullshit.
here select between YouTube or Twitch and you're good to go. Subscribe for more tips and tricks. See you guys in the next video. Peace.
Bro, that was on a fucking tipper trick. I think it'll lay down. Huh? I'm just live. I said I'm just live right now. Twitch, we ain't got no viewers. Every time I should say one viewer, that shit's just me viewing for another page. Kick, we ain't got no viewers either. Me from another page. YouTube, I know we have 0. YouTube is probably gonna be the, but when it comes, it's gonna come. We ain't tripping. One of them kids is up. Lex. Go to sleep, bro. Streaming 2K. Nah. Once I get some followers or some shit, we should hit a subathon. Have people sub, follow me. I need some subs. Sub up. You know, content just gonna keep getting better and better. See, I was gonna look at these tips and tricks.
These are the
niggas
absolute
be known,
best tips
boy.
and tricks you need to know in Madden 26. Number 1, utilize drag routes. The drag route is the absolute best route in Madden because it's going to be very good against man coverage and it's going to get underneath zone coverage where you can catch and run for big yards like this. Now to make this even better, you can have 2 drag routes on the same play like this coming from opposite sides of the field. This is known as a mesh concept and it does a really good job at beating man and getting underneath zones. And the great thing about drags is you can hot route them on any play by pressing Y or triangle, selecting the receiver's icon, and then going down on the right stick. So you have the ability to put these on literally any play that you want, and they're going to be very hard to stop. Also in your playbook, if you tab over to the concept tab, go down to medium pass, and then tab over to the mesh option, you will see in your playbook you have multiple plays with double drags on them already because mesh is one of the most popular concepts in football. And with the way these beat man coverage and considering the fact this year that the yellow zones drift a little bit further back than normal, these are going to be a staple you need on every play.
Facts.
Number 2, shading your defense. So we just talked about drag routes, but let's talk about a good way to stop them, and that is shading your defense. So I like to do this mainly out of a cover 3 or a cover 4 zone defense. Now you can see this is what a cover 3 looks like standard. And once again, I'm going to run one of these mesh concepts, and I'm going to show you how these drags get pretty open underneath. We can catch them and go for easy yards like I told you. Now the key to help stopping this and short passes that a lot of people like to throw in the flats underneath is shading your defense. So again, cover 3 or cover 4 is my preferred coverage to do this out of, and what you want to do is press Y or triangle and then down on the right stick. Now you can see we have hard flats on the field and these 2 yellow zones over the middle. They should play a little more aggressive, but we're going to help out and try to stay low with them as well. And if we do that, as you can see, it is not going to be easy to throw these routes. Look how the defense is there to limit it to no gain. Really quickly before we continue, I do want to let you know that I drop the best Madden tips all year long to help.
I'm home one day and the cops come knocking on the door. I go answer the door. I say, hey, officer, what seems to be the problem? He said, I need to see your ID. I said, I didn't know you could just go to people's houses and ask them for the ID. What seems to be the problem? He said, well, a neighbor called and said she saw a brown bear in sweatpants.
Hey, thankfully I ain't that bald yet, bro, but it's coming. Ah! Big coming.
And I'm like, I haven't seen this brown bear, but I'll keep my eye open because we do have kids in the neighborhood.
How you feeling? You good? Hell yeah. What are you up to? What'd you say? Let me call you back. Yeah, let me call you back. I'm about to start my show. All right, bye. How you feeling?
That shit wasn't really funny.
Jennifer. Yeah. My love. What is the difference between arguing with your wife and a knife?
I don't know if there's a difference. Both seem lethal.
Well, one of them has a point.
Michael!
Jennifer.
That was funny. Yeah, man. You know, try to get this shit started and going and shit, but you know, appreciate whoever turned in. I'm trying to you know, make sure we have more content, more things for you guys. We're gonna start, you know, reacting to more videos. We're gonna start doing our own shit in real live streams, you know, just you know, just go from there. But King Lexc, I'm out. See y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow.